So far, we've already talked about LANs and WANs. Now it's time to finish out the rest of the main network types you need to know for this section: MAN, CAN, PAN, and wireless LAN. At first, these names can sound like alphabet soup, but once you connect each one to a simple real world picture, they become much easier to remember. That's what this lecture is really about. We're going to take each one, strip away the intimidation, and turn it into something clear and practical. One reason beginners get confused is because networking has created a lot of area labels over the years. These network areas can feel confusing because new labels keep getting added as technology changes. It also explains that the lines between them are not always perfectly sharp anymore, because technologies like Ethernet and Wi Fi are now used in many different places. So, the goal here is not to panic over every label. The goal is to understand the basic idea behind each one. How big is the network area? What kind of space is it serving? And what is it connecting? Once you think that way, the names start to make a lot more sense. Let's start with PAN, which stands for Personal Area Network. This is the smallest one in today's lecture. A PAN is built around one person and their nearby devices. PANs use short distance wireless technologies like Bluetooth to carry data around a single person. So, in plain English, this is the kind of network you use when your personal devices are connecting over a very short range. Think of the technology space right around you. That is the world of the PAN. It is personal, close range, and centered on one user. A good beginner way to picture a PAN is this: it is the tiny network bubble that travels with you. It is not about a whole house. It is not about a whole office. It is not about a whole city. It is just about short range connections close to one person. So when you hear personal area network, think smallest range, closest distance, one person's immediate tech space. Next is CAN. For this course, CAN refers to a car area network. Car area networks use short distance wired and wireless technologies to carry data around a single vehicle. So, the easiest way to think about a CAN is this: it is the network inside the vehicle itself. In other words, the car is not just one device, it contains multiple systems that need to share information and work together. So when you hear CAN in this lecture, think the network inside one car. Now let's move up in size to MAN, which stands for Metropolitan Area Network. MANs use optical and wireless technologies to carry data around a single city or metropolitan area. So if a LAN is local to a building or nearby site, and a WAN stretches across much larger distances, a MAN sits in that city scale middle ground. A simple way to remember it is this: LAN, local building or site; MAN, metro or city area; WAN, broader long distance connection. So MAN is really about city size networking. A MAN is useful when connectivity needs to stretch across a metropolitan area, but you are not yet thinking in terms of a huge long distance network. The WAN chapter also explains that metropolitan area and last mile designs are often built with topologies such as rings, which helps show that metro scale networking is part of the bigger provider and city connection picture. So, in beginner terms, you can think of a MAN as helping connect parts of the network across a city sized footprint. It is bigger than a local building network, but smaller in scope than the wider long distance world we talked about in the WAN lesson. Now let's talk about WLAN, which stands for Wireless Local Area Network. This one is especially important because many people use wireless networks every single day, even if they never call them that. An SSID identifies a set of services or wireless local area network. A wireless local area network can exist on one access point, across multiple access points, on one channel, or across multiple channels. So the big idea is this. A wireless LAN is basically a LAN that uses Wi-Fi for local access. It still serves a local area. It is still a local network, but instead of relying only on cables to reach end devices, it uses wireless connectivity. Wi-Fi networks are built with things like wireless client devices, access points, and sometimes repeaters. Access point, or AP, acts as the bridge between the wireless side and the wired side of the network. In smaller environments, that access point is often combined with the router into one wireless router. So when you picture a wireless LAN, do not just picture Wi Fi as some invisible magic in the air. Picture an actual local network where wireless devices connect through access points so they can reach the rest of the network and the internet. Wi Fi can be extended beyond one single access point. For example, a repeater can help extend range, and a Wi Fi mesh system can use multiple access points connected by a backhaul so users can move around without losing connectivity. That means a wireless network is not limited to one little corner of a building. It can still be a local network, but one that spreads wireless coverage across a home, office, or similar local environment. So when you hear WLAN, think local network area, but wireless access throughout that area. Let's make this super simple. PAN, or personal area network, is centered on one person. CAN, or car area network, is centered on one car. MAN, or metropolitan area network, is centered on one city or metro area. WLAN, or wireless local area network, is a local network using wireless access. Notice what changes from one to the next. Sometimes the category is about scale, and sometimes it is about the type of environment being served. That is why these names can feel strange at first, but once you connect each one to its main picture, they become much easier to sort out. So let's wrap this up. A PAN is a very short range network around one person. A CAN is a network inside a single vehicle. A MAN is a network built across a metropolitan or city area. And a wireless LAN is a local area network that gives devices wireless access through Wi Fi. The most important thing is not just memorizing the letters, it is understanding the picture behind the letters. Because once you can picture the size, purpose, and environment of each network type, the topic becomes much more logical. And that gives you a stronger foundation as we keep building your networking knowledge.